So I just got done listening to my favorite podcast on the platform, and he picked the Pacers to win in 6 games. And I want to go over why I disagree completely and break it down for you guys. So the first reason why the Knicks are not going to lose the series, especially in 6 games, is because of Karl-Anthony Towns. He averaged 30 points and 12 rebounds in the regular season against the Pacers on 57% from the field, 47% from 3, and 89% from the free throw line. Cat was consistently picking on Miles Turner and Thomas Bryant. He was drawing a ton of fouls, and he was popping out to the three-point line and knocking them down. So let's take a look at Cat and what he did against the Pacers. So the first play, we've got Cat going right to the basket against Thomas Bryant. Like I said, picking him apart. Good cut right there. Good pass by Hart. Obi Toppin, too small. Driving to the basket, getting in at 1. Cat top of the key, knocking it down to 3. Driving on Bryant. You see how easy it is getting another and 1. Cat's super aggressive, and he finds Shamet cut into the basket. He's down on the post right there. He's got Mathurin to Munchkin. Obi spin, winning. Too easy, man. Absolutely too easy. And then the beautiful pass to Hart in transition. That wasn't even the best pass Cat made in this game, which we'll get to in a second. He's got baseline, but he beats him and then throws it down. This was a crazy pass. This was the best pass of the season for the Knicks. It's a little just no-look, two-hand drop-off pass by a 7-footer. That's ridiculous. Knocking down a 3 to the basket. Like, Cat looks like he's playing on rookie mode right now. Super aggressive. This Cat needs to show up for the Knicks to win this series. Pump fake, step back, 3, not even touching the net. Crazy job, Cat. I'm going to put Hart and Cat on the thumbnail. There's a reason specifically for that. Those are going to be the 2 key guys for the Knicks in this series. Now, Josh Hart is important to anyone else on the team because Tyrese Haliburton is going to be guarding him. Now, Haliburton is a lot better than the last time we saw him, not only, of course, in February, but in last year's playoffs. He's playing the best ball of his career. But is he going to be able to defend Josh Hart? I personally don't believe so, and here's why. So Hart, when he was open, 12 of 20 from 3, which is 60%. Of course, the Celtics, when he was just wide open, he was knocking those down. Drops down to 31% when he's contested. So Hart, he's going to get a lot of open looks because Hallie's just going to help off of screens and things like that. Hart's going to make him pay. But it's not even the open threes. Like, that's not even Hart's game. It's going to be his ability to, of course, run in transition and grab offensive rebounds and to set screens and to roll and things like that. Like, do all of the little things, right, that end up being the biggest things. That's what Josh Hart does. He's a glue guy. So Haliburton, it's going to be tough for him to run an offense against the Knicks and then also have to run around with Josh Hart. I just don't think that's going to be possible for him. I think Hart's going to make him pay. And there's a reason why in the regular season, Hart averaged, 24 points per game against the Pacers, and he didn't even shoot the 3-ball well. He was actually like terrible from there. So Hart is going to be crucial. Defensively, Hart was awful against Siakam, but that's because OG was hurt in the playoffs. With OG being healthy, hopefully, Hart is going to get the task of, I'd imagine, well, of course, OG is going to be on Siakam, and then Brunson's going to be on Nembhard, and then they're going to put, of course, on Haliburton. They're going to go Mikal, right? And then that would leave Hart on Nesmith. Yeah, so Hart's going to be going up against Aaron Nesmith. I actually like that matchup. He's a physical wing, of course, who can shoot the open 3. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. So Hart's going to be crucial. He's going to be absolutely crucial. Now, something that we do need to address as Knicks fans is that, and this is obvious, obviously, like, you're going to shoot the ball worse when you're contested, but the drop-off is very, very high for the Knicks. Looking at OG Anunoby, when he's open shooting a jumper, he's at 48%. When he's contested, he's at 24%. Josh Hart, open, 60%. 31% when contested. I don't have the numbers on Mikal, but the drop-off is very, very similar. It's essentially the same. Is that when he's open, very good. When he's not, very bad. So the Knicks, they're going to have to make sure that they are getting the ball to their shooters when they have room, which means that Brunson and Cat are going to have to break down the defense, which literally just piggybacks off of the first point that I just made, and that's going to be Cat's ability to get to the basket and to be aggressive. Everyone's going to feed off of it. You look at a guy like Aaron Nesmith, who, of course, is going to be more than likely defended by Josh Hart. When he's open, 52%. When he's actually contested, 46%. So that's the difference, is that Pacers players are knocking down jumpers at basically like the same clip as when they're open versus when they're contested, but it's not the case for the Knicks. I think a lot of that has to do as well of, you look at who they played. I mean, Detroit and Boston, they've got a lot of lengthy defenders that can get crazy contests, but it's also just like a psychological thing. I mean, just watching the games, I mean, you could tell when a contest was made. I mean, Knicks shots just seemed so different, so rushed. It was just a disaster, specifically OG and McHale, like off of contest. I do want to look at some things that Indiana Pacer fans said. They watch their team every single night. They know more about them than we do. But somebody said that the Pacers are going to win 6 games, and they said that here is why. And again, I'm not going to pull up like a random thing. I'm going off of a post that seemed logical. So this is what they want to know about the Knicks, right? So averaging 106 points a game during the playoffs. They have 4 games where they scored under 100. I know it doesn't really mean anything, but the Pacers have been a top 10 defense since January 1st. That definitely does mean something. It definitely means something. They've been one of, if not the best offense during the playoffs. They're averaging 117 points a game. They've scored over 100 in every game. If the Knicks don't average over 110 a game, I don't see them winning the series. I actually completely agree. I didn't read this before. Like, I skimmed it because I wanted you guys to get my live reaction. But this comment actually makes sense. The Knicks have not looked good offensively, but again, that's because they were going up against Detroit, who was extremely physical. They matched up well with the Knicks. Again, regular season, the Pistons dominated us. Regular season, the Celtics dominated us. Defensively, those teams did very good against us. But the Knicks, they got it done with their defense. They put together key stretches. And in clutch time, nobody's better than the Knicks. Jalen Brunson was absolutely possessed in the clutch. So Jalen Brunson in the clutch, 43 points. Nobody scored more than 26. The Pacers haven't lost a clutch game, though. They're 2-0. And the Pacers, they were up double digits in Game 1 against the Bucks and against the Cavs. I mean, if they beat the Knicks in Game 1, they go up double digits in the first quarter, I'm going to be extremely concerned. I don't think the Knicks can afford to drop Game 1. The series is going to be too close. I just think that the first game is so crucial because one of the main things going for the Knicks is that they have home court. Both the Knicks and the Pacers have been fantastic on the road. I'm looking at the Pacers. They took Game 1 against the Cavs, and my thoughts just completely changed on them. The Knicks took Game 1 against the Celtics, and my thoughts completely changed against them. All it takes is just to get that first win on the road. You feel great. You feel like you're going to win this series. We'll see who ends up setting the tone in Game 1 and leaving their fingerprints early on in the series. It's a coin flip. Half people think the Knicks are going to win. Half think the Pacers are going to win. I think Game 1's going to tell us a lot about both these two teams, man. The Knicks are at home, and that's going to matter in this series. But if the Pacers win Game 1, which they've already done that twice in the series, then the momentum's going to switch to Indiana. I don't think the Knicks are going to be able to come back from this series if they lose the first game. I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult. The Knicks went up 2-0 against the Pacers last season in the playoffs, and they still ended up losing. They were up 3-2, and they still ended up losing. So you can't drop the first game, because if you do that, the Knicks are going to be in danger of being down maybe even 2-0 or 1-1 and going back to Indiana, and that just can't happen.